some common sense with you.
Well, I thought he knew that you don't have to be in there.
And then what I hear, you understand
I do.
where I was coming from?
I understand. That doesn't prove anything, and you know that.
On June 18th, 2018, at exactly 7:56 p.m., a chilling 911 call came into the Boulder Police Department.
What's the address? I'm trying to understand you. Okay.
The voice on the line was an adult. It was an 11-year-old boy, shaking, panicked, struggling to process what he was seeing. His mother was lying on the floor, unresponsive, in a small laundry room. And in the background, barely controlled, almost theatrical panic, a man could be heard shouting.
Please help me. Please help me. I'm going to help you. Take a deep breath. I can't help you if I don't know the address. What's the address?
That man was 47-year-old Scott Jones, her husband. To anyone listening, it sounded like a medical emergency, a family in crisis, a husband desperate to save the woman he loved. But what officers were about to uncover would tell a very different story. For over a decade, Scott had lived largely off his wife's income, while neighbors would later describe him as a man who contributed little, but demanded everything.
He was a stay-at-home.
But they have kids?
They had two
they
kids,
did.
and it was kind of a pain in the neck.
Behind closed doors, the relationship had already begun to collapse. And on that evening, it finally broke. Security cameras positioned around the trailer park captured something crucial. Not the act itself, but everything leading up to it. Deborah walks out of the family trailer, heading toward the laundry room. Alone. Moments later, Scott follows. Then, 5 minutes pass, and then suddenly, Scott reappears. Alone. He rushes back, but not for help. Instead, he brings his young son into the scene. Moments later, that same child is on the phone with 911.
911, what's the address of your emergency? What's the address?
So the question isn't what happened after the call. The real question is, what happened in those 5 minutes inside that room? Thanks to the law enforcement agency for providing us the footage of this case. We are working hard to create fine content for you guys, so your review about our video means a lot to us. Long before that 9/11 call, their story began like many others. They met at a New Year's Eve party in the late 1990s. It was quick, natural, easy. A relationship formed, and soon after, a family followed. First, a daughter, then a son. From the outside, it looked ordinary. But over time, the imbalance started to show. She was the one holding everything together, working long hours, often multiple jobs, including a steady position in campus food services where she spent years as a chef. Even outside of that, she picked up restaurant work, doing whatever was necessary to keep the family afloat. He wasn't. There was no stable employment, no consistent income, just a pattern of dependency and control. As the years passed, the pressure built. Financial stress, emotional strain, and a growing sense that the relationship was no longer equal. Eventually, their living situation reflected that decline. A small travel trailer, cramped, for people with nowhere to escape. No privacy, no distance, just constant proximity and constant tension. Arguments became routine, not occasional, but expected. He grew more possessive, more jealous, more volatile. According to those close to her, his words became sharper, crueler, and sometimes threatening. Messages sent in anger that carried something darker beneath them. Ain't no cop or restraining order going to stop what's coming. And I've got nothing to lose except my life. Still, no police reports, no official complaints. Everything stayed inside the walls of that trailer. But the children saw it, they felt it, and they learned how to avoid it. Sometimes that meant stepping outside. Sometimes sitting in the car just to get away. Because inside that trailer, Arguments could erupt at any moment. By 2018, the relationship had reached its breaking point. She wanted out, completely. She was done trying to fix something that had already fallen apart. He wasn't ready to let go. And that difference between someone trying to leave and someone refusing to be left created a dangerous situation. On June 18th, 2018, the family was staying at a trailer park. It was a gray, muddy day, the kind where everything already feels heavy. The kids were preparing to leave for a trip with their grandparents. Laundry needed to be finished. Everyone was moving around, but the tension was still there, lingering, unresolved. Their daughter stepped out first. She wanted to sit in the car, not because she wanted to, but because she needed distance from what was happening inside. Inside the trailer, another argument was building, one that had likely happened many times before. But this time, it didn't stop. Eventually, she walked out, heading toward the laundry room, trying to get away, trying to create space. He followed, immediately, because for him, this wasn't over yet. And within minutes, that long, unraveling relationship would reach its final moment. The trailer park had seen its share of problems before. Thefts, complaints, small incidents that come and go in places like this. But those problems led to something unexpected: security cameras. Not just visible ones watching the lot, but a hidden camera inside the office disguised behind a cutout display. It wasn't meant to capture a murder, but on that evening, it did. She walks into the laundry room, frustrated but familiar with this routine. This wasn't a new argument. It was one she had lived through countless times. Behind her, he follows, still talking, still pushing, still refusing to let it end.
I thought he knew that, Mom.
I thought there was some common sense with you.
Well, I thought he knew that you don't have to be in there.
He doesn't know.
I didn't fucking know that. That's why you had to tell me.
The audio begins to tell the story. Not clearly, but enough. Enough to understand what's happening.
What the fuck are you doing over there? I'm getting one shit. Get out of here. It's common sense. Take this.
The tension builds quickly. It's no longer just frustration. It's final.
I already know what's going on. What a fuck. Shut up. This is stupid. I don't care. We're fighting for an hour over nothing. Lane, I'm done. We are never going to be together.
That sentence changes everything. Because for her, it's closure. For him, it's something else. His tone shifts. Sharper. More aggressive.
You're so fucking cruel. Is that all you got, cruel and mean?
She tries to move past him, but the doorway is narrow, and he's in the way.
You're in my way.
Fuck. Here. Put it in here. How many times I'm loving you?
Yeah, whatever. Get away from me. Every time I try to get no. Don't touch me.
Stop.
You can't force me to love you anymore. Get out of the fucking way of the door. I'm trapped with you. Get away from me. You make me feel terrible.
And then, something breaks. He steps forward, closes the distance. What happens next isn't seen clearly, but it's heard.
Get away from the door. Fuck.
Struggle, movement, a sudden shift in control. His hands go to her neck and tighten.
You're done.
At first, she fights. You can hear it in the chaos, in the movement, in the desperation. But seconds stretch, and strength fades. Her resistance weakens, then slows, then stops. Silence. When he finally lets go, she drops. Her body hits the floor. Foam forms at the edges of her mouth. Breathing, if it's there at all, is shallow, barely noticeable. And then, nothing. What follows is not panic, not urgency, not even denial. It's stillness. For the next 47 minutes, he stays in that room. With her. No calls. No help. No words. Just time. Time to think. Time to realize. Time to decide what comes next. Because in that moment, the argument is over. The relationship is over. And now, everything else is about to begin.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Finally, he moves, not toward help, but toward a plan. He rushes back to the trailer, grabs his young son, and brings him into the room.
She's gone, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Help me. Oh my God. Help us. Help us. Please.
The boy doesn't understand, but his reaction is immediate, raw, unfiltered.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please. Oh my God. I'm trying. Okay. This one. Oh my God.
It's real, the only real moment in the entire scene. Because standing beside him, his father already knows the truth. And as the child cries over his mother's body, the stage is set.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Mom. Oh my God, Mom. Mom. Oh God. Please do help us. Oh my God. Please.
For a story that's about to be told, a story of collapse, of confusion, of a medical emergency. But hidden just a few feet away, behind a simple display, the truth had already been recorded, and it wouldn't stay hidden for long. The first deputy arrived within minutes. He moved quickly through the office, straight toward the back laundry room, following the sound of panic.
Hello? Hello?
On the floor, she lay motionless. A man hovered nearby, frantic, desperate, at least on the surface.
Please help me.
The deputy knelt down, tried to assess her condition.
Get on her head. Get on her head. Get on her head. How long did you find her here?
The answer came quickly. Too quickly.
I don't know.
Did you find her here?
No, she started passing out.
Moments later, paramedics rushed in. The room filled with movement, equipment, voices, urgency. They began working on her immediately, checking her airway, her pulse, trying to bring her back.
What do we got on the paddle? Can you hold CPR for just 1 second?
Okay.
You got an underlying ring? Now, system CPR.
Okay.
Want to switch out CPR?
Yeah, you got it?
Actually,
I can keep going if
keep
you...
going for just
Yeah.
a minute.
Yep.
A few years ago, you had a stroke. Okay. Is she on blood thinner, like Coumadin? Take aspirin every day? Aspirin. Okay. Push it all the way in hard. Yes. We're going to continue CPR. Get that clean air in for her. She's having a hard time with that. See if we can get that in. We got everything in that packet for that too.
Behind them, he continued, louder now, more emotional.
Oh my God. You've got to help. You've got to help.
They got
my whole life, dude. Please help her. Please. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But as they worked, something didn't feel right. This didn't look like a simple collapse.
Did she take any medicines?
No, sir.
Okay. Nothing major? No.
Is
Birth control.
this is not to be. Does she take any opiates or heroin?
I don't know.
You don't know? Is there a possibility? Has she ever used them?
She said that she did meth back in the day. I don't know.
But any needles, like any heroin, oxys?
Oh my God.
No opiates?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, the reason is they have things that can counteract that if that's a possibility.
Okay.
Still, there was no time to question, only to act. She was loaded onto a stretcher and rushed into the ambulance. Taken to the hospital. One last chance. It wouldn't be enough. She was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Outside, the scene began to shift. Neighbors gathered.
They were just kind of like arguing a little bit.
What were they arguing about?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do they normally argue?
Yeah.
Okay. Where were they arguing at?
Outside.
Outside? But you don't know what over? Does it ever get physical, or were they just talking, arguing? They don't hit each other? Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to put words in your mouth. Is that accurate? They don't hit each other? Okay.
Some spoke quietly to officers, mentioning arguments, tension, a relationship that had been unraveling for years.
You know, he was a stay-at-home.
But they have kids?
They had two
did.
kids, and he was kind of a pain in the neck. he had nothing to do but come down and kind of bother us all the time. But she was a very hard-working, good girl who got taken advantage of a lot of, I guess. Yeah.
Huh.
Hope they're not in trouble, but if they are,
well,
surprised.
I owe you guys this much. I don't know a lot of details. I work up here in the mountains.
Yeah.
We had a homicide in Boulder last night. He killed her.
Oh, you're kidding.
So that's why we're backtracking their addresses and stuff. See if
Oh my God.
So I'm really sorry to be the one to tell you that. But.
That's sad.
Holy
So from what
we didn't obviously have a high opinion.
yeah. So probably not a total surprise. But.
Yeah,
killed her.
Crazy
man.
man.
God.
Crazy man.
He was nuts. He was literally off his rocker. You know.
Apparently.
Meanwhile, he remained, talking, repeating, explaining.
All right.
I don't want to leave her.
Well, listen.
We're not going to leave her. We're going to be right here.
She's in good care right now. Let's talk about right. They're helping her out. Let's talk about
whole life right there.
We got her. We got her.
How should you hold your hand or something?
I know, but they're taking care of her right now. Okay.
Hey, where's she in this trailer?
Yeah.
Where's she?
Eventually, deputies asked him to come with them, just to clarify what happened.
Hey, are these people gonna keep trying to come up here and get checks and stuff? Because I don't want them to come in here while you're gone. We're gonna lock it up until you can come back. Is that good with you?
You want me to lock that door? I can lock the door.
No, that's fine. You're good. You gotta go with Commander Goldberger here that we can be with. Sir, we're gonna give you a ride in this car right here.
You'll be in the front seat, sir.
Come on, guys. And I got advocates on the way down there, sir. Oh, you're good. You got just push the stuff that way. You guys are gonna sit next to each other.
No, Sadie, come on the other side.
Oh, I'm sorry. He got you room.
Nothing formal. Not yet. Inside the station, he sat across from detectives. Calm. Cooperative. Still holding on to the same story.
I have to ask you one question. What was his birthday?
I just said it.
Okay. I'm going to be outside the door.
No one knows what happened.
Well, we're going to work on getting the answers, okay? That can take a little bit, but I promise you're going to be the first to know.
She's my everything.
Oh, I understand.
I can't live without her.
Well,
I don't know how to make it without her.
I'm going to work on getting you some answers.
We were making it. I had money in the safe. We got everything. This doesn't make any sense.
But the room had already begun to change. Because now, people were starting to listen more carefully.
She's like, well, I'll tell you what I do, man. Help me with this laundry, because now I'm remembering everything, dude. I had the laundry bag in my hand, dude. She didn't have it in her hand. Or she did, and I'd like say, here, let me take this for you. And then I had it. And then, I don't know, dude. Like, she went like this. She started going like that and stuff.
So let's look into the psychological elements of this interrogation.
That's a fact, dude. And then after that, dude, I don't know if she stopped choking or I don't know. Did I make that up? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Maybe I did. Maybe she said it. I'm not exactly sure.
So once that happens, what happens next?
Oh man, for the first time, that girl fucking went down, dude. She went down and shit like that. And I went to grab her, dude, and I didn't get a good hold of her, shit. And then she rolled this way and she went straight down, dude. And then she started doing the shit like that and doing the shakes like doing the fucking fish, dude. I rolled her over, dude. I put her arms up just like that, dude. Thinking that was gonna do something. I waited for maybe a minute. Buddy, that didn't do anything, man. So I went out and I thought to myself, are you leaving her? Then I went back in. Then I looked at her again and then the little light just went, get out of here. You gotta do something now, you gotta do something now. I didn't have my phone on me. I couldn't find my damn phone. So I went back inside of the trailer. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? I was panicked. I was freaking out. So he came with me. We see her. Oh my God, bro, she's looking blue.
The interrogation begins with a deliberate rapport-based disclosure trap. Detectives allow Scott to speak freely, presenting himself as a grieving husband. This lowers resistance and encourages over-disclosure. In reality, Scott is unknowingly locking himself into a fixed narrative, one that will later be dismantled.
So let me just ask. Did you cook tonight?
No, I didn't.
Did something happen in that room that?
No way, man. No way.
No. I mean, I know accidents happen. If you're arguing, did something happen that went too far? Did she have a heart attack and die?
I don't fucking know, man. Did she?
I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
I don't know.
But I know one thing. I got a hole in me now.
Yes, you do.
I'm looking at this hole. Ain't nobody gonna fix that, brother. Nobody's gonna fix that.
Well,
nobody. He can't fix that.
Oh, you know he can.
Yeah. Well, I know a few things too. You know about the other guy, and he runs the show here, dude. This is his world, and it says it too, man. He's the boss.
Chris and I see it every day.
And what I don't understand, man, is how I got left behind, man. I got left behind, brother.
For right now, you do.
I got left behind, man. And now my woman, the thing that makes me strong is gone, dude. And I don't feel so strong anymore, okay? You know?
I get where you're coming from. I do.
And I'm looking at everything as minutes now. Everything is minutes. It's not even day to day anymore. It's minutes. You know that?
But, I mean...
It sucks, man. It sucks. You know, there's sometimes, you know, where I always win. You know that? I always win. And then there's a point where you're like, you gotta lose. You know that, right?
At the same time, detectives apply behavioral baseline calibration. In early conversation, Scott appears calm and cooperative. But when asked directly, did something happen in that room? His demeanor shifts, short answers defensiveness. No way, no. This deviation signals stress linked to deception.
Oh man, I don't even tell you what I'm thinking.
So let's back up a little bit. So when you walk out of that room, she's on her back.
Yes.
Describe to me how she's positioned at that point.
To show you, dude. She was like this.
So she's stretched out.
And her mouth was open. And I don't know, maybe an eye was open or an eye was closed. I don't know for sure.
And so
she was in trouble, all right? And I'm like, you're gonna get your ass out of here and you're gonna do something about it right now, dude. Move your ass, dude.
So when you talk about her being blue, where is she blue? Is her whole face, body?
Her face was blue, man. I'm telling you. It was so blue, dude. I've never seen anything like that in my life, dude.
Did she ever indicate to you that she couldn't breathe?
No.
Other than those pants that she does?
She does that all the time. She does that shit all the time, man. You know what I mean? Because I remember when it first started out, I'm like, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Why do you do that? She's like, well, I got polyps in my nose and I can't breathe like you do. And I'm like, what the hell? Well, I got money, man. Why don't we go get that shit fixed? Nah, man, that's bullshit, Mom. What she does, she goes, well, my doctor said I got this stuff and I can put it in there and it'll make it go. Nah, I ain't doing that. I'm like, well, that's your life, man. Why don't you do that?
Yeah.
She don't want to listen to nobody, you know what I'm saying? She's the boss, man. She's going to be the boss no matter what. Okay, you're the boss.
Just rewind a little bit. What time did you guys start the laundry? What time of night was it when you guys?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea, man.
You guys are.
As far as times, I don't know, man.
The boys are. The boy are in the trailer.
They were kicking in the trailer, man, you know?
And so it's just
I guess supposedly she told me to go wait in the car or something like that. Because I was like, where is she? She's gone. What do you mean she's gone? She left. What the hell do you mean she left? So I went around, I looked in the car.
They then increase pressure through cognitive load manipulation. Scott is asked to explain minute details, how she fell, what he did, how long he stayed. His story expands. A medical emergency, possible drug use, sudden collapse. Maintaining this complex fabrication begins to overwhelm him, leading to vague answers and inconsistencies.
Wish I could rewind the clock. But I can't.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, brother.
What are you sorry about?
It's gone.
So am I.
I really needed her. We were gonna go to counseling. We were gonna fix it.
I know.
We were on the right road, man. I don't know what happened. I'm sad.
I know you are. I know you are.
But nobody's getting any confessions out of me, man.
No. I'm not here for that. I'm here.
It's for it to be over.
Alright.
That's what I want.
Let me step out real quick, okay? I'll be right back.
Can we go home now?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Just as Scott believes the interview is ending. Chairs moving, tension easing. A phone call changes everything. The trailer park manager reports a hidden camera in a laundry room.
The file is like 55 megabytes. It's a big
Okay.
file.
Let's see, I might be able to watch stuff here. I'm trying to think. Alright.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you should. I mean, I've done this many times before with the sheriffs. Usually like a dumpster incident or something like that, but...
Alright. So when is there movement, or do you see them walking in and out and stuff?
I see him walking in at 6:52.
Alright.
I see Scott. I hear him arguing. For about 15 minutes, and then right at 7 o'clock, you hear like some screaming, and it just sounds like something bad is happening to her.
Okay.
And then he doesn't come out for, according to my motion sensors, he does not come out of the back 45 minutes.
Okay.
This moment triggers shockwave dissonance. Scott's belief, I'm going home, collide with a new reality. They have evidence. His control collapses instantly. Detectives don't rush. They let him sit with that uncertainty.
She's done that a million times, you know? She's said this shit a million fucking times. She always does that shit. How do you think the cops got called the last time, man? She was doing that shit. Thursday that I was right.
And so, like I had said earlier, basing things off what I saw and then what I hear, you understand where
I do.
Where I was coming from?
I understand. That doesn't prove anything, and you know that.
Well,
Thursday proves. Thursday proves.
It shows us that something happened in that room.
Using strategic evidence revelation, detectives allow Scott to continue denying involvement before presenting the footage. When confronted, he is already fully committed to a false narrative. Simultaneously, they employ silence as a psychological amplifier. Instead of confronting aggressively, they allow pauses to linger. Scott begins filling the silence himself, rocking, rambling, searching for explanations.
I was gonna go get my shit and leave me to finish myself off. That's what I was gonna do.
I know.
But I didn't think anything through. I didn't think about anything. I just reacted. I don't know what the fuck happened. I just like a fucking asshole. I just reacted. I don't know, man. It's nuts. I don't feel like a good person anymore.
It's an act. It's one thing. The goal is to get to a point where you can forgive yourself. You know, if this isn't how you normally are, you need to get to a place where you can forgive yourself.
I've never done anything like this.
I know.
I've never done. You can look at my record.
They did.
I don't have anything like this on me. I got stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Stupid bullshit, man. And if you look at my time, and you gotta go back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta go back. Yeah. Because if you go all the way back to 95, maybe that's where it starts. Petty theft crime. That's it. And I didn't even fucking do that shit. I found a goddamn thing in the dumpster, and the cop comes out and says, "Well, I'm here, man. I gotta write this up and shit. So here we go." And I'm like, "Really? Is that how that works?" And he's like, "Yeah, because I'm here. Yeah, we gotta do this, dude." So I was like, "Fine." And I spent all that time in there and shit, man. He's like, "Do you like to be locked up?" No, I hate it.
As pressure builds, detectives shift tactics using constrained choice framing. Instead of asking if he did it, they imply limited options, accident or escalation. This reframing makes partial admission psychologically easier. Scott's language begins to change. This aligns with account-making theory, where suspects move from denial, excuses, justification, partial truth.
I want to see my kids again, man.
Well, that I'm not sure.
You think I'll lose them? Do you think
Well,
I'll be
you'll see
gone?
your kids again. You'll see your kids again. You're not gonna.
I don't want to lose them forever.
Yeah, you're not. You're not.
There's got to be some kind of contact, something. There's got to be a way for us to contact each other.
I agree.
You know?
We'll
Because I didn't do anything to them or violate them or hurt them or put them in danger.
I agree. So just stay focused on the shit you gotta get through right now.
Looks like my best option is this, huh? At this point, right?
Just
be quiet.
Just go with it. And I'll bring the money back. I'll put the money in safekeeping, depending on how that plays out. I'll see if I can find your phone number. Is there a key code for your phone? Is it, what kind of phone
It's a
is it?
flip phone, man.
Okay.
It's an old flip phone. You can see it. All you have to do is go to contacts.
Okay, so
You know, it's gonna help you to find that and stuff. 'Cause it's in the trailer somewhere.
Okay, I'll ask. I'll give him a call, let him know what's going on. How much do you want me to share with him? Do you want me to just tell him? Yeah.
He's a big boy. He's
Okay.
23. You can tell him what's up.
All right. I'll let him know what's going on so that he can.
His number, and you contact him through that.
Okay.
That's how you do it. I mean,
Okay.
you don't have to say what happened or nothing. Just say, "Hey, this is the sheriff, and I need to talk to you."
Okay.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Detectives also activate identity reorientation via parental anchoring, reminding him of his children. This shifts his role from suspect to father, increasing internal pressure to explain his actions. At the same time, they use face-saving language. This reflects face work theory, allowing Scott to admit pieces of truth without fully destroying his self-image.
Say it's about All right, same things before I'm just gonna pat you down real quick. Okay, and the vehicles and all that stuff. We'll figure all that out, right?
Yeah, because if then he can just come and see you, and you can do a power of attorney and that stuff.
Okay.
Before he gets there.
Because I know he works a lot, man. That'd be a
Well, this
streets.
is kind of a messed up situation, I think.
Yeah.
You can get here.
All right.
I'll walk out with you. We'll deal with that. His money's still on the table, all this stuff.
By this stage, Scott is no longer controlling the narrative. The hidden camera footage establishes critical facts. He was alone with her for 47 minutes. No immediate call for help. He returned later with his son to stage the scene. These facts contradict everything he initially claimed. Through strategic interrogation, detectives dismantled Scott's false narrative, exposing contradictions between his statements and evidence. They secured partial admissions, revealed intent behind stage behavior, and established a clear timeline. By leveraging psychological pressure and forensic proof, they transformed a claimed medical emergency into a provable homicide case. At trial, the prosecution presented a compelling case built on surveillance audio, forensic findings, and Scott's own inconsistent statements. The hidden recording captured the argument, struggle, and prolonged inaction, directly contradicting his claim of a medical emergency. Prosecutors argued that his prior threats and behavior showed growing resentment and potential intent. The defense, however, maintained that the incident was not premeditated, suggesting it resulted from a sudden loss of control during an argument, possibly worsened by her health condition. The central issue for the jury was not whether he caused her death, but whether it was planned or occurred in a moment of rage. After deliberating for several hours, the jury found Scott guilty of second-degree murder, rejecting the argument of premeditated intent required for first-degree murder. He was also convicted of felony child abuse for bringing his young son into the traumatic scene. The court sentenced him to 48 years in prison for the murder, along with an additional year for the child abuse charge. The sentence reflected the severity of the act, while also acknowledging the jury's conclusion that the killing was not pre-planned. The outcome ensured long-term imprisonment, effectively removing him from society for the remainder of his life.